If you ever get tired of sightseeing in Istanbul and you just want a chill afternoon, definitely check out afternoon tea. Today we're talking about the 7 best places in Istanbul to get afternoon tea. Now, first you might be wondering, what is afternoon tea? Afternoon tea started in, of course, Britain, but it was made famous by Anna, who was the 7th Duchess of Bedford. She was getting really hungry in the afternoon and she wanted some snacks with her tea. So she started this tradition, which is now known as afternoon tea, by inviting her friends over to join her in this snack that she was having in the afternoon. It grew very popular and now it's world famous. Afternoon tea usually occurs during the hours between 3 o'clock, 3 p.m., and 5 p.m., but this can vary depending on the place or location that you go to. In Istanbul, I went to 7 locations to try out their afternoon tea. I mean, somebody had to, right? My first location that I visited for afternoon tea in Istanbul is Pera Palace Hotel. This hotel is one of the oldest hotels in Istanbul, and it was built to accommodate guests from the Orient Express, which is a luxurious train route from Paris to Istanbul. The architecture inside this hotel is a neoclassical and Art Nouveau style. The afternoon tea is held in the Kubeli Lounge, which has a high 6-dome glass ceiling, and it occurs every day from 3 o'clock until 6 p.m. You do need to make a reservation in advance because it usually is pretty full. The food at the Para Palace is displayed as a buffet. You can eat as much as you want in the 3 hours that afternoon tea is held. The tea is also unlimited, however, you don't get your own teapot. The staff will come and refill the tea for you. There also is a live pianist who plays during the entire time of afternoon tea. There isn't a dress code to go to afternoon tea, but most people do wear kind of business casual clothes. The food is also prepared by a Michelin star chef. The Kubeli Lounge is actually in the Michelin Guide to Istanbul. So afternoon tea in the Para Palace is definitely one that you should check out. The second location for afternoon tea in Istanbul is at the Shangri-La. I actually had the pleasure of going to this location twice, once for Valentine's Day and once for Chinese New Year. When I went to afternoon tea at the Shangri-La for Chinese New Year, all of the treats were Chinese themed. They had a special noodle station for Chinese New Year. The chef was hand pulling noodles, and you can order like a beef noodle dish, which is traditional for Chinese New Year. This one was also a buffet style. However, the second time that I went, it was not a buffet style, and we got a 3-tier stand. Both times the food was excellent. It was really good. The time that I went for Valentine's Day at the Shangri-La, they had a guest chef for a month from the Shangri-La in Paris, and he created some creative Valentine's Day themed desserts. The Shangri-La also has a wide variety of tea options to choose from. You do get your own teapot, which is really cute. You get to try as many different types of tea as you want. The staff will come and pour the tea for you if you'd like, and they're also very attentive. The third place that I went to for afternoon tea is the Mandarin Oriental. This hotel is fairly new in Istanbul. It's along the Bosphorus. Since this location is fairly new, afternoon tea at the Mandarin Oriental was not busy at all. In fact, I was the only customer that day. They do also have a buffet style with lots of traditional sandwiches and sweets. It was kind of a Turkish and traditional afternoon tea menu. The Mandarin Oriental does have a few options for tea. They do give you your own teapot. However, at the time that I went, I think there were only 10 different options of tea, whereas the Shangri-La had maybe 15 to 20 different kinds of tea. The fourth location that I went to try afternoon tea in Istanbul is the Peninsula Hotel. This is also a 5-star luxury hotel that recently just opened on Valentine's Day 2023. So it is, again, fairly new. The peninsula has a very good reputation of afternoon tea, so I was very excited to try this. I have been to afternoon tea at a different peninsula location in Bangkok, and I really enjoyed it. I went there for Easter. This time I went kind of close to Valentine's Day, but again, there wasn't a theme specifically. The food was amazing. It does come in a 3-tier stand. The tea is in a silver teapot, and the staff does pour the tea for you if you'd like. When I went, they didn't have as big of a tea selection as normal because they are still new and probably still sourcing their tea. But I was told that in the future that they would be having more tea options. What I really like about the peninsula is that it's very intimate. The space that they have afternoon tea in is very small. The furniture was very plush and modern. The staff is very friendly. The chef also came out to get feedback from the guests and also just to say hello. I went to have afternoon tea is at Chiron Palace, which is a Kempinski hotel location. It's probably one of the most luxurious hotels in Istanbul because it was a former palace. It kind of looks like a fortress from the outside when you're walking past, but inside it's very luxurious. When you enter the hotel, you're escorted to the afternoon tea room, which is also the same room that they have their restaurant and the lunch. Afternoon tea here is also served on a 3-tier stand, which kind of resembles a bird cage. They do give you some hot treats as well, so you have a lot of food to eat. I went by myself and I couldn't finish it. It was just too much food. The plates actually were a cute peacock theme, and you do get your own silver teapot. Menu for afternoon tea at Chiron Palace does come with a glass of champagne or prosecco. It is included in the price. The staff here is also very attentive and super friendly. The waiter that was serving me would actually come by and chat with me because I was by myself and it was my birthday. After I was done with afternoon tea, I was able to wander the grounds a little bit outside just to see what it looks like, because Chiron Palace is just very exclusive. So these previous locations I would say are the best in Istanbul. Pera Palace, Shangri-La, the Peninsula, Mandarin Oriental, and Chiron Palace. They all had excellent service, great food. The prices vary every year. I think they update them, so check the website for the most recent pricing. You might have to email them to find out the price because it's not listed on the website for most of them.
One thing I do want to add here is that I do have a blog post and I try to update the prices of afternoon tea every year in January, so you can also check that out. I'll link it in the description.
I did go to 2 other afternoon tea locations. I didn't feel like the experience was the same as the other 5. So the other locations that I went to were Raffles, Istanbul, and the Four Seasons Bosporus. So my experience at Raffles, Istanbul, it was just in the lobby of the hotel. It's very crowded because the hotel itself is located within a shopping center. The shopping center is located in a very busy district in Istanbul called Zorlu, and lots of people are just in and out of the hotel. It's hard to find a seat. I did have a reservation, however, near the end of my time as I was finishing up afternoon tea, a woman that I didn't know just came to sit next to me to share the table that I was at because there wasn't any more space for her to sit. The food at Raffles wasn't as elaborate as the others. That was very plain looking. There wasn't anything wrong with the taste. I just expected a little bit more with the presentation. The tea options were moderate, I would say, and they do give you your own tea your own teapot, however, it is ceramic. The Four Seasons Bosporus location, my experience was probably the worst because I was never actually served afternoon tea. They, I guess, messed up my order or didn't understand. However, I did make a reservation before going to the Four Seasons Bosporus, specifically for afternoon tea. I'm not sure if like the hostess did not inform the waiters that I was there specifically for afternoon tea. There also is no like separate area for afternoon tea and the restaurant. Everything is just kind of like mixed together. Whereas the other locations, they had a specific area for afternoon tea. The Four Seasons, I was actually disappointed with their tea. The tea is the only thing that I did drink, and it actually came in a tea bag, not a loose leaf teapot. This is the only location that had a tea bag served instead of loose leaf tea, which I thought wasn't a good look for a 5-star hotel serving afternoon tea. So, based on my experience, I would highly recommend the Peninsula Hotel for afternoon tea, Chiron Palace for afternoon tea, Para Palace, Mandarin Oriental, and the Shangri-La. These 5 locations I think are the best for Istanbul. I think that the St. Regis also has afternoon tea, but I haven't been able to go there yet. So if you've been to afternoon tea at the St. Regis, let me know how it was and if I should go there to review it.
Okay, I was just editing the video and I forgot to do like an outro. So if you've made it this far in the video, thank you guys for watching and subscribe for more tips about living in Istanbul and things to do.